Hi there, my name is Mitchell, and today I'm going to show you the database backup manager Sean McCool and I made. It actually, yeah, the name says it all. It's a database backup manager. Um, it's framework agnostic, but there currently is a Laravel integration, so you can just use your Artisan commands and yeah, just use the package. So in this video, I'm going to show you actually how to install it and how to actually just start using it. Here I'll use Dropbox. I create an application on the Dropbox developer console. It's named DBM underscore test underscore app. So let's just get started. First, what we need to do is find the backup manager. Just search for backup manager on packages, and you'll be good. Since we aren't officially in a 1.0 release yet, I'm just going to use DevMaster for now, which will be fine. So composer.json. This Laravel installation, by the way, this is a Laravel installation, and it's a clean one. I just installed like a couple minutes ago. So what we're gonna do here is include the backup manager. What I also need to include is the Dropbox SDK, because in our package we provide the tools, but you do need to provide the SDK or the backup or the client package actually. So what we need, according to our suggestions right here, is 1.1. So 1.1 dot .x, and that should do it. So let's run a composer update, and hopefully not way too long. So this database backup manager, it supports a couple of things. Let's just see. It supports S3, Dropbox, FTP, SFTP, and Rackspace Cloud. This is all possible because we are making use of Fly System. Just some credit for Fly System. Frank, he made this, and it's a great system. It's just an adaptable file system actually. So I believe, yeah, here are the adapters. So there are loads of adapters you can use. There's even a zip adapter, so you can just actually just load in your zip files and just output the contents. All right, so let's see how far it's got. It's almost installed everything. So let's just wait for a second now, and then we'll configure the storage configuration file. So now that's done. Let's follow the guide, because our guide, what it says right here somewhere, is installation beep boop, and then here's the Laravel installation. So what you need to do is copy this service provider path and just add it to the service provider. Bam, done. And then what we need to do is publish the configuration. So we'll just run that. That's published. All right. Well, and let's just go to our configuration then. So in this config directory, there is a database.php file included. You don't need to do anything about this. The Laravel integration just grabs all the database connections from your Laravel configuration file. So right now I got one connection configured. It's a MySQL connection, and the database name is demo development. So you don't need to actually touch the database. So the only thing we need to touch is storage. So sorry, a couple of things. The local one is required. So let's just first set the local one, since I'm on Vagrant, and I want to be using my storage one, and I'm just gonna call them backups. All right. Now I am going to remove these, since we only need Dropbox. All right. So now let's get some credentials. I got them actually right here. Token first. I'm hiding these just for safety, you know. All right. Almost done. Last one, the name. All right. So we got. I'm just gonna leave this root option empty for now. I'll get back to that later in a second. But first, the storage has been fully configured. So what we can actually do now is first look at our database. So we got two tables. We got a products table and a user table. What we're gonna do is they have data, like you can see right here. And all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna back up this first. Then we're gonna see if it's actually backed up, the database dump on a Dropbox, and then we're gonna change some data in here, and then we're gonna restore the backup from Dropbox. So let's just do that right now. Let's go over here, remove this, and I shall open a file named compose.json. All right, clear. So let's just look at this. Just gonna do a PHP artisan. There we got our commands. So let's just first start with PHP artisan db backup. You can use full parameters, or you actually can use fill in all the options like this. Database is MySQL and then destinations, blah blah blah. But we also have included a nice command line interface. So you can see right here is these arguments haven't been filled in yet. So what you actually can do is you can you can actually create an alias for this. So you can do stuff like MySQL. So right now you see that the argument MySQL is not in this list anymore, so it's already been filled in. So what you can do then is, for instance, if you want to create a alias, you can assemble all these default configuration, then you only have to fill in the name, for instance. So that's a possibility. For the sake of this demo, I'm just going to go through the whole thing. So it has autocomplete, one Dropbox, test SQL, and then there are two compression types available. It's a null, so that's actually just nothing, or gzip. Gonna choose for gzip. Then ask you a question just to be sure. Do you want to create a backup of MySQL, store it on Dropbox, add test SQL? That's a path, and then want to compress it to gzip. Yes, I do want that. Or yes, it's actually default, so let's do that. And obviously a token is expired. Makes total sense. So oops. Let's generate a new one. Alright, sorry for this. Storage token. There we go. Alright. And let's do it again. MySQL, Dropbox, test SQL, one gzip, yes. Refresh this page, and this is the full online folder on my Dropbox, and as you can see right here, it's been uploaded 16 seconds ago. What we're gonna do now is we're actually just gonna list it, because what we can do is we can actually list. Let's just first clear this, because I always like a clear command line interface. Or I don't know why. DB list, and then just I want to list files on Dropbox, and then yes to the root. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then boom, you can see right here the size, the extension, if it's gzipped or not, and the actual file. So what we're gonna do now is change some data, change it. It's a Nexus says it's a Retina version 19 gen. Users Mitchell Fan W. Alright, so this is all done. All the data has changed. So what we're gonna do now is actually restore the database from our online storage. Database restore. So I want to restore from Dropbox. I want to select a file. So what it asks you first on which path you want to find a backup. So I want to find a backup at root. So I hit that, and then I say I want this one. Yes, ma'am. To my MySQL connection, and I wanna decompress it. So let's just type gzip, and then yes, I'm sure. Alright, so let's see if it's changed. We refresh it, and boom, all the data, our initial backup has been restored in our database. So let's get back to our storage. So what we have here is we have a root option, So for instance, if you have a storage on S3 or something, and you or whatever, actually just Dropbox is fine. And you might want to have it always in the backups when you don't want to keep typing backups folder if you you just don't want to do that. Is set the root as backup. So let's just create another backup. Artisan DB backup. Yes. MySQL, Dropbox, and as you can see right here, it fills it in for you. So I'm very sorry. So how do you want to name your backup? Right now, let's just type this another backup.sql, and then I want to compress it. Yes, please, and then it asks you a confirmation question again. So let's just hit yes, and it's doing its magic. It's a kind of magic. I'm sorry. So as you can see right here, a backup folder has been created, and in it is another backup. Boom. So let's just list that one right now. Let's just, I want to list from backups. Yes, I do. All right, and then it's gonna list all your backups in this one. So that's actually the backup manager right now. The only two or the the two supported database types is a MySQL database and a Postgres database. I want to show you one more cool thing, and then I'm done. PHP Artisan DB restore, and then what we want to do is we want to select source. Sources, for instance, right now it's Dropbox. Source path. We actually don't fill out the source path because the source path is the file where the file is located, and we do select database, and we do select compression because you generally don't change that. So what we can do right now is grab this, copy it, if that works. Did it work? Yes, it did. Obviously it did work. So what we can do is create an alias restore backup. Alright, so if we do this restore backup, it only asks you for the source path. So what you can do now is just, I want to select from this one, from the backups, and then boom. Yes, my database has been backed up from my production, from my storage. So if you have running backups, if you have just nightly backups, and you want a production database in your development database, you can do this in seconds. That's just awesome to me.